Diving into a topic that is actually reshaping families, communities, and workplaces across the globe. Our topic today is women as breadwinners, changing family dynamics. That's what we'll be discussing today. Ndibai, I see you no, Dalanis and your lighter, I saw it where so English couldn't win out whatever I see. Oh, come on, oh, in Katina, but ladies, we have ladies, like up to 5 ladies in the house, and everybody will air their own opinion concerning this changing dynamics, why women now are breadwinners of different families. In recent years, we've seen a significant shift in this role. It didn't just start today in the roles women play within their household, from traditionally being the caregivers at home, taking care of the home, nurturing the children, cooking and doing all that. But these days we see that most women actually, they are part of the people that provide the finances and pay the bills at home. Now you ask me the question, why is it like this these days? These and many more are what we are going to explore. We talk about the reason why there is this reversal of whole role, there is this change in dynamic, and we talk about the challenges it poses on the women folks. We have a whole lot to discuss today on the program, Girls Aloud. My name is Chidima Orangwa. Call me Hot Chocolate, and I will answer you.
And I am Ogeneri Gogome.
My name is Adezi Mattis.
And my name is Debra Wasuku.
Debra.
I said my name is Debra.
Oh, you said Debra.
I am Priska Wongwa, the Phoenix of the Airwaves.
I am Chidimma Nkwago.
Ha, Dimma baby. Amuma. Well, that's her name. Amuma.
Yes. Amuma.
Okay.
That's your name? Yes. Chidimma Amuma.
No, Chidimma Nkwago, also known as Amuma.
Wow.
Amuma.
What's
okay.
that?
That's the name. Okay. All right. Welcome back. It's still Girls Aloud on ABS 88.5 FM. Like we said, we are looking at the topic women as breadwinners, changing family dynamic. That's what we are looking at today. And we try to explore the rise of women as breadwinners. We've talked about the challenges, the role, and then the positive changes with this new dynamic. Well, just all you need to do is grab yourself a bowl of popcorn, a cup of juice, or
a bottle of lemonade.
Oh my God! A bottle of lemonade.
When they sell the lemonade, you see when they sell the lemonade.
Very soon.
Do you want to buy the lemonade? Very soon.
It's only in American movies that I get to see all those lemonade.
You get to see Nigerian lemonade very soon.
Because a lot of people actually say it slaps, so most people don't like it.
Well, you say a rebounded one very soon.
Oh, nice. But me, I don't mind the sour one because me, I'm not really much of a sweet tooth. So
okay.
Okay, people like us, we want the one that is very sweet. Sweet. Okay, we just go on a musical break. When we come back, we go straight into what we have today. Remember, we are talking about women and the reversal in role. Now, most women are the breadwinners in their families, and then we talk about the reason why there's this change in roles, and then the challenges women face while seeing to this particular responsibilities. There's so many things that will come up in the course of our discussion this afternoon. So do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
rightniger.com.
Okay, welcome back up. I hope you brought that bottle of lemonade because our discussion this afternoon is gonna be hot. It's going to be hot.
You might want to, keep that lemonade by your side.
Okay, exactly, because you need it. Yeah.
Because Debbie came with fire this afternoon, so.
All of it. What about you, Ruben? Okay, you came with lemonade. Then you came with fire, and then
Let's just see how the drama
and
unfolds
the funny
later.
baby, can't hit you, nothing. Adanko. Love, oh my God, love is
no
in the
love in
air.
this
Very
place.
soon we enter the month of love.
There's no love in this place.
Okay, no love in this place. God. Okay,
Is it that
okay.
basketball?
All right. Remember that we are looking at women as breadwinners, changing family dynamics, of course. And we start by talking about the factors. Can you hear Bute that these days we understand that women now, obroze uliako or udosiako kahana bokalesi, they are part of. They are the people paying some of the bills, and most time is most of the bills at home. So that's what we are going to be looking at, the factors that actually made this happen like this. And if you ask me, the first one I would talk about is about increased education and career opportunities for women. Of course, because our women are no longer, their place are no longer in the kitchen. Most of them, they go to school, they have a career, and at the end of the day, they have something that they go home with.
Sure.
So because they have that, there is expected by their husband that they will be contributing towards the running of the family, paying of bills and all that. And to some extent, you notice that some men, once they leave a responsibility for you, okay, take care of the feeding at home, they will never remember about feeding again. They will be giving you money for other things, but that feeding, because you are taking care of it, you as a woman, go ahead, start taking care of it. You understand? So if not that they are getting money because they have careers, and most of them, they have businesses that they run, they won't have the money to take care of some of these bills. So you see the reason why that there is this a little bit change or reversal in roles in families is because women have acquired education. A lot of women are acquiring education as it is right now, and most people are also business oriented. They are entrepreneurs, so they have their own money.
Okay. Well, what do you want to say? Okay. Well, for me, yes, education is one. Yes, but when we are talking about breadwinners and all that, it's basically the person that is basically in charge of the family finances. And I would like to state, as somebody that has taken all the education that she wishes to take, I do not wish, education or not, to be a breadwinner.
You want to be Wunye Odogu?
Wunye Odogu, yes, but Wunye Odogu does not actually mean, I think a lot of people always misconstrue what Wunye Odogu is. Simply, Wunye Odogu is the wife of a rich man. Mm-hmm. But being the wife of a rich man does not necessarily mean you don't have to work. Yeah. Do you understand? But a lot of people do not know that. By answering Wunye Odogu for them, it's all about enjoying the baby girl's lifestyle. But Wunye Odogu is simply the life of a rich man. And it doesn't mean because your husband is wealthy, you shouldn't work. But whatever works for you. But
let's not forget the fact that there are some Odogus that wouldn't want their Odogu rest to work.
Yeah. To each their own.
Place them on salaries at the end of the month, or give them enough money to
whatever rocks your boat. But me, Priska Chidebere Wankwo, I'm even saying.
Hey, this one you are calling your food.
I called my name in full, so you understand that I do not wish the role of a breadwinner on myself or on anybody I know.
Well, for me, I think being a breadwinner basically doesn't mean that you take total 100% responsibility in the house. It's all about having shared responsibilities with your husband and yourself. For example, there's a point Chidima made. She said, for example, if you're a woman and you are taking care of feeding and your husband is not contributing, you've already had a shared responsibility already. But you're not a breadwinner.
Has a larger percentage.
Yes, it's a larger, So
you think feeding is not the major thing in a family? Feeding, it's buying food stuff for every day.
Apart from that, the major thing would be if you check other bills in the house, rent, light bills, children's school fees, and all these petty subscriptions and all of that. We find out that the men take like 90% of it. Women just take feeding. I know of a home that the woman just takes care of the house, like feeding alone, and the husband gives her an allowance. She uses her salary for feeding, while the husband takes like 90% of the other responsibilities. So being breadwinner is more like it's divided. When a woman has a total freedom of being a breadwinner is when the chips are down. For example, if the husband is not financially buoyant or the husband is a nonchalant person, I think that is where you can comfortably say, a woman can come out and say, yes, I am the one feeding my husband and I'm the one feeding the home. And men don't like it when you tell them, I am feeding you, because they are egoistic, and you don't kill the man's ego and the pride.
If you don't want
In
to
the society.
the society forbids you breadwinner
For killing a
Simple
man's
as
ego
that.
and the pride.
You see the problem. That is why I have a problem with a woman being the breadwinner. Because people will say that even if there are
What
some women that
benefits,
kind,
yes.
there are some women that won't mind. It's not true. Because deep down, when one of her friends walks up to her, hey, my husband got me a car, ego pain.
But you know that these days, the kind of marriages that we are seeing, in fact, even on the social media and everywhere, we understand that most of those young marriages these days, the women are actually the breadwinner, starting from the wedding.
Yeah.
Is the women, they are the people that will pay for the wedding, even their bride
I
price.
call them desperate women, because as a woman, the man is getting married to you. You can't be so let me not say the word.
Let's not use the word desperate. You know, sometimes,
desperate. You're being
sometimes
desperate.
they feel that maybe you have a prospect, that you have a future, and they feel that at that time they want a husband, they need a husband, and the age is no longer on their side.
Desperate.
Desperation. I'm saying, me personally, if you get to that point, if I have the money, if I have the resources, I wouldn't shoulder the burden of probably paying for the wedding and everything. I might help you start a business before we get married, so that I will not be the sole breadwinner. If I am feeding you as a lady,
Of course.
See my point?
you understand the point.
That's true.
But then I've noticed something about men. Now there is this. If I'm coming to work early in the morning, there is this particular street. As early as 6:30 in the morning, you see able-bodied men playing draft in front of a shop.
Okay, enough.
Able-bodied men, and then you'll be asking yourself a question. At this hour of the day, probably their wife is at home preparing the kids for school, or they have already gone out to do one business or the other.
Yeah.
Ogo and all those things to sell very early in the morning. And you as a man, at that point, very early in the morning, you are in front of a shop.
Those are
doing that kind of
nonchalant men, like I
think,
said before.
sir, I think these days maybe women want to show this, will I say, love or care, or they want to prove to their husband that actually what, because since the word, this slogan, what a man can do, a woman can do it better, comes in. I think women now have started to prove to their husband that I can do it. I have a friend. This woman, she does everything in the home. At a point, she started telling the husband, guy, there are things you as a man will do, like paying the school fees, paying the house rent. You understand? The man said, when you are doing everything to prove to me that you can do it, it is now left for you to do. So some women want to prove to their husband that actually I'm educated, I can do it. The man decides to leave it for you. You understand? When you are proving to a man that you can do it, he will decide to leave it for you to do it.
No, I don't think being intentional about your family means you're trying to prove a point to a man. Because for me, if a man thinks, if I meet a man that thinks in that way, I'm going to bash you, because number one, I see you as a lazy person. You can't allow me shoulder all the responsibilities alone by myself. Apart from my immediate family, I still have extended family.
There's no way you're going to know that he's doing it intentionally, because maybe when you ask for money, he will tell you, I don't have, we've not been paid. You are seeing it that maybe he doesn't have it actually. Then you decide to shoulder all the responsibilities.
Now, that's the problem of starting something you know you can't finish.
Simple.
Don't start it.
Well,
A man is a man.
I think there is, for every relationship or marriage to work, there should be an understanding. There should be perfect communication.
An agreement.
Yeah, so before, it is a partnership. It's not a sole proprietor enterprise where one person decides to do the thing to prove a point, just like you said. So if there must be a reason for a shared responsibility, there should be an agreement. They should have a consensual partnership idea that this person is doing this because of this, and nobody would now be swallowing the ocean of assumption that he or she is doing this because of that. So I think
there's something a friend of mine said,
Okay.
that is a guy, he said he can never allow his wife like play certain roles when they are married,
Okay.
like financial roles. He would want to shoulder everything by himself because he feels, as a woman, if you're given this opportunity to have, like, let's say 80% level of financial dependence on yourself, you might wake up one morning and decide to abuse your man or take advantage of the fact that, oh, you're having like 80% share in the financial decisions of the home, so you can do anything you like, you can go mad, you can disrespect the man. And men are so keen on respect. Men love respect a lot. In fact, that respect, if you don't respect them, now whoa, it's like it's as if you're taking a part of them. So the guy said he's not going to allow his wife to work. Even if she has to work, there'll be limited hours of working.
Okay.
And even if she has to make money, the money would not even go to the family. Take care of yourself. Forget about the responsibilities of the home. So men are like that.
I have to add to what we say. I have a friend that's been married for 10 years. In her 10 years of marriage, she has never worked. The husband refused her from working. So on the appeal of, like, her mom had to beg the husband, like, this girl needs to be going out in the morning for her mental health, to see people, to talk to people. It shouldn't be always about her kids, my husband, all those things. It's affecting her. So he had to open a restaurant for her. And the funny thing, even in that restaurant, he has to come in again. Like, he doesn't want her to provide. That's the thing. If you get the money, send to your mom, send to your people. But don't.
But you know that there are men that they don't want their wife to be more successful than them.
Yes.
There are men like that
Yes.
also. So they just want you to be the wife that you are and remain in that particular level for the rest of your life.
Okay.
You don't need to grow. You don't need to maybe shine in your career or your chosen path of career.
See.
So men are like that.
This one happened in my family. My cousin, he got married to his wife. This woman working in a bank. Do you know what this my cousin told the wife? That she has to stop working in the bank because she, as a banker, is not going to be earning much money more than him. He has to tell the wife to stop working. That the wife has to follow him to his shop every morning to go and doing whatever they're doing in Lagos. That the wife has to stop because of what he's this insecure that maybe tomorrow the wife might get to manager whatever. But the woman has to stop. At a point, things started getting hard in the family. At a point, there is no money to feed. At a point, that shop was the only place for house rent, for school fees and everything. Things started getting hard. The woman has to do what? Go back and look for work.
That's the thing, the problem there is, in a quest to get married, we tend to ignore some signs and flaws.
Yes.
For a man who is insecure, even in relationship, you would find out.
True.
We don't sometimes.
Sometimes that love they shackles and ego they blind.
This
And you see the handwriting written all over the world, but you choose to ignore it because you are in love and you want to get married.
Yeah.
You see,
you will change later.
that issue of love. You see that statement that love is blind. To some
people it's blind. That's why some
it's
people
not blind.
they will be beating you, they will be
Love is not
molesting you when you are still dating, and then you say that the man will change.
And I think the societal trend it is that if a woman is not married, she's not complete. But that's a very big problem because even if you're not married, you're complete.
Yeah.
So if we can have that notion in our head. If you see those details that cannot go down well with you, you leave the guy. There are many fishes in the ocean, not just for a woman.
Okay, I saw a video the other time. They say, who beats you? Say my king.
Of course, the king has a running
The king is beating her. What if the king decides to marry her tomorrow and decides to kill her?
He will not talk to you. We'll beat you next time. I don't have like I said, I would not want to take the role of a breadwinner because my own concept is that a breadwinner is a person that bears the bulk of the responsibility.
Burden.
Why I do not have a problem with women supporting their men, I will not advise anybody. But if you want to do that, you should know the kind of man you married.
Yeah.
Now, there are two things. Some men might take advantage of that and leave everything for you because they feel you're doing it. While some people will not. Some people will appreciate you and insist that you do not do everything. So at the end of the day, it boils down to the kind of man that you're dealing with. But man or not, human being, the thing about life is that you cannot predict human behavior.
And change is constant.
Even if the man is perfect, tomorrow if he waka go for drinking spree, his friends will tell him, they speak into his head, he changes. So that is why I would advise anybody, do not start where you cannot finish. I understand that why the dynamics are changing is because of how the society is right now.
And the economic situation.
The economic situation in the society is biting.
Yeah.
At this time, it's not a time for you to tell anybody not to work. To be answering Munyo Odogu. It's good though, but life is unpredictable. Odogu, God forbid, something might happen to Odogu tomorrow. Odogu will no longer be Odogu. What happens? The other day, a woman committed suicide. Why? Her husband died. And for how many years? They have 5 kids. This woman killed herself and left 5 children orphaned. Her husband died. She was confused. They said that even down to sachet water, the husband buys. The husband insisted that she shouldn't work. And the man died suddenly. She didn't know where to start because she wasn't doing anything. And she felt she couldn't cope. She committed suicide, leaving 5 children orphaned. So these are the issues. So everybody, I advise every woman, Nwunye Odogwu, perfect, excellent. I would want to be one. But Nwunye Odogwu or not, I will always advise women, find something to do. But do not assume the role of a breadwinner.
Well, sometimes you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice as a woman to assume the role of a breadwinner because when it comes to the fact, like probably your husband lost his business, maybe he made wrong business decision, or he's working in an organization and they decided to lay him off. At that point, you don't have any choice. If you're working as a woman, you have to take over the whole responsibility.
Yeah, but the man shouldn't relax.
But there's something again. There are some men, they find it difficult to stand up on their feet again once they fall. Now, I know a man that he had very, should I say, business conglomerates, right? He was dealing in so many things, and something happened. Of course, he had say container and all that, you know. And the guy, he borrowed a lot of money to invest in that business. And when everything failed, the container didn't come back, nothing happened. The man had to, he used his house as a collateral and everything. They had to move out from their house and they started living in a rented apartment. Damn. Now, the woman was just doing, a petty business trader now, just selling small goods in front of their, one of the shops they have then. So, seeing what was happening, the woman assumed the whole responsibility. Do you know, as I speak to you now, the man is not doing anything again.
Why?
It was difficult for you every day. Again. I don't know how to start again. And the wife is the person shouldering all the responsibility at home, paying the house rent, paying for the school fees and everything, feeding the house. So most times, some men, they find it difficult to rise on their feet again, especially when something like this happens. And then as a woman, at this point as a woman, what are you supposed to do at that point? Should you continue to shoulder those responsibilities? Or do you need to talk to your husband or do something so that your husband will understand that, this thing, they choke me. The only reason
Oji marry bido is because the woman is bidoing somewhere. Yeah. Because if the woman is not doing whatever she's doing,
let me tell you again. Do you know that women are, as a woman, you carried your children for 9 months. You cannot afford to see your children hungry. I'm telling you, you said it's because the woman is shouldering the responsibility. Will you leave your children as a woman to be hungry all the time? Will you leave them? They will not go to school. Because the man will be like, if there is no money, let them not go to school. But as a woman, because you have the money, you have the resources, you will not be like, even if you don't have, you have to work extra hard to make sure that you feed your family.
I understand, but sometimes we need to make tough choices.
Sure.
Children, perfect, I can't leave my children and all that. But I still said it. I'm still saying what I said. It is because she's doing it. Leave God to those children. She be that both of your children. That is your children now. Well, leave them. Let the man.
I think
let him stand. Let him rise to his responsibility. Sometimes we are the ones that enable people to misbehave. That is it.
Yeah, you leave the children not to go to school for maybe, let me say, 3 weeks or 2 weeks. That man seeing the children at home actually.
Well, maybe why I'm saying this is because I've seen why it happened. For 3 years, the children did not go to school. I know what I'm talking about.
And I think that is why
the man left them.
No, I think that's why.
You just know what's the half hour and then
I think that is why.
The woman is going to shoulder the responsibilities.
So she doesn't have the choice. I'm saying it's not you be in the house.
Yeah,
they will go to school and come back. You will be in the house. Landlord will come and knock. You go just balance. Madam go pay. Do am, or else you want to run away. Madam, for the fact you're in that house, where she do am? That's two of when I get the picking. I think the thing women do is, hey, my child, will I leave my children go hungry? The children is for the both of you. Sometimes you need to take the hard choices because these people already know this. They already know your weak points. But remember that you're fighting for a family. You're not basically fighting for the kids. You're fighting for the family unit, of which the man is a member of the family. So if he doesn't live up to his responsibility,
I think it's because that's why, as a single person, one of the things you should look out for is an intentional man. An intentional man is someone that has conscience, that no matter what, the man would use his last blood to make sure his family survives. I remember back then when I was growing up, when when the ships were down for my dad, and my mom was trying to struggle on her own, my dad would work from morning till late in the night. And in your mind, you'll be like, this man is not always at home. He's not always at home. So when I grew up, I started, understanding the fact that this man toils day and night just to make sure that we survive. There's no excuse whatsoever as a man. Your children, are starving, and you're just staring at them. Because you're telling this person, you don't know where you want to start from. No, that means the woman will not know where she will start from. And that's why it's very good as a single lady preparing for marriage and you're waiting for your man, have a structure for yourself. Yeah. Have a business structure that even though you don't work at home, there's a structure. And I think that's why, even though you're working in a corporate setting, you need to have a business structure that no matter what, if your husband tells you, I don't want you to work, your business structure will still work for you. You can sit down at the comfort of your home and you still be receiving alerts and money still coming in and you're still flexing your life. Because in life you need to have plan A and plan B. Mm-hmm. So if plan A does not work, you switch over to plan B. The most important thing is have a structure for yourself. For me, I always say it that before I get married, because even when I get married, I don't want to work, but I want to have a structure that it will pay for me and it will pay for my extended family, because I'm taking care of my younger brother by myself. So if I get married and I have my children, I have my younger brother here, what will I do? I'll start depending on
your younger brother will grow up to take care of himself.
Of course. Before he gets to that particular stage,
okay,
I need to create a structure that would work for me. Because, like I said, your husband can tell you, don't work. And you don't have an option. You won't work. No, yes.
You have an option.
No, it happens.
No, you have an option.
You have an option. Your option is to walk away or
to stay.
That is the thing. But most women want, fine, no problem, I would work.
You want to walk away?
You have before marriage.
Before marriage. So that's why you need to have a structure.
Yeah, it's true.
But you need to have a structure, because
I've seen where that happened.
Marriage, when it gets to the point of marriage, there's some certain insights that I found out recently that I think that's most reasons why people are having divorce up and down, because you basically do not have certain communications very well. This man is telling you, I don't like this principle, but in your mind you feel okay, maybe when you get married it will change. There's a case now that a friend of mine is handling. This couple, they stay in US, and before they got married, the guy told the girl point blank, I no go want me you walk, I will take care of you, I will take care of your extended family, leave the bills for me. All I want you to do is just take care of the kids that we're going to have. Maybe when the kids get to a particular age, like 10, or where they can be comfortably be on their own, then you can work. Because working in abroad and working in Nigeria is a different ball game. Hours upon hours, and you get stressed and you just want to just crash down. And this lady all of a sudden started working behind her husband. Her husband did not know. It was a secret job. And the husband found out and said, you are sending so amount of dollars to your family. Where did you get this money from? Then she finally opened up that she has started working. Then she started giving her husband, I want to be an independent woman. And the husband said, Bobby, I agreed. So when the pressure was too much and the guy said, okay, no problem, continue with your job. She was working basically like 13 hours back to back. And like I said, the system abroad and the system in Nigeria is totally different. You get exhausted. Now, that system, she got exhausted with it, came back home, and she slept off. And the child choked to death. So, I'm trying to point out certain reasons why some men will always be against women working. I'm talking about the system. What if, for example, you have a man that is staying abroad and he doesn't want you to work because of the system? He can shoulder it because he's a man. He would want to work himself 20 hours per day, 7 days a week. But
sometimes they will tell you that they can shoulder the responsibility, especially when it comes to extended. But at the end of the day.
Sure, in this case, the man is not blaming the woman for the death of the child.
The issue was at home, and
that is causing a very big rift between both parties. It's a big thing
now. A child died.
It's causing a very big rift between both parties. And in your mind, you'll be like, this woman shouldn't have worked in the first place.
You know, when Hot Chocolate was talking, she talked about men not standing up again. You know, there is this thing we call psychological trauma. Ndị Igbo si na ọ da adị mma ka ọnụ na-elibu eli kwụsị eli. Maka na onwe ọ ka mma na ọnụ na-ada eli chegodo.
Chelo ka onye na-elili
gaba. And ọ bụ na isukata n'efere nkụwa sube na ana. Ọ na-afịa arụ.
Fuck up.
It's easy.
Hey, God, Jesus, sorry, that's not supposed to come out from my mouth. I'm so sorry. It's messed up. I wanted to say sorry, please.
So if something like that happens, and it's easier for we ladies to pick up our broken pieces.
Yes.
We are created that way. We can easily absorb shock than men.
Yeah.
And imagine when a man who crash landed in a very bad way, you would not expect the person to easily get up, especially if he has a whole lot of responsibilities he has to shoulder. If the people who he goes out with, his pride.
Yes.
So the only thing is, if something like that happens, you wouldn't leave your family to wallow in pains when you know you can do something. Mm-hmm. But there is a difference between pampering and tolerance. There is a different thing between commitment and care. You don't allow your man to become so nonchalant because you can help. When after all they said the woman came out from the rib.
Okay, you don't allow him. So because I asked the question, yes. What would you do as a woman when your husband is nonchalant? And you know he's been providing. It's just that something happened at so what will happen as a woman? What will you do?
I think you need to call your man to order.
Okay. That's what you have to do.
You know, take him back to when you started. Mm-hmm. Remember before we got married, we had a plan. And we had lots of pressure. Marriage comes with lots of pressure. Marriage comes with lots of changes and lots of, life situations that will just make you go mad and you'll be like, now so this marriage thing be. Mm-hmm. You go back to the drawing books. You go back to how you started and be like, babe, look, I know this is not easy for us. It's not easy for you. It's not easy for me. But we need to do the needful. There are some men that don't listen. And that's why an intentional man is so paramount. In fact, it's one of the key green flags for me. If you're not intentional about me and you're not intentional about your future family, I don't see a reason to be with you. Because if I talk to you, you won't listen to me. And I need a man that would listen. In as much as a woman, I want to listen. No matter how we argue, everybody go argue, but we'll come back to a particular point. And we'll agree to this. One person must mellow from another person. Two captains cannot be in a ship. One person must lead.
And sometimes why men don't listen is when you don't understand their understanding quotient.
Yeah, their level.
There are ways to talk to different men. Sometimes a man would need to be talked to calmly. There is a baby in every man,
Sure, there is.
And there are sometimes you will need drastic measures.
Naturally,
so it's just understanding your man.
Look for their weakness.
But don't pamper them. Because pampering can cost you a
I'm not talking about pampering.
Baby, what do you do to babies? You pamper them.
Let me make it straight. What I was trying to say is, when you want to talk to a man, understand how he understands. If it's a man who understands the action way, you use wisdom. If it's the man who understands the calm way, you still use wisdom. You don't pamper them, they are not eggs anyway.
Well, at the end of the day,
I have a friend of mine that
at the end of the day, we still
husband.
have men that even no matter what you do, they will still do what they want. Especially if they have some group of friends out there that will always advise them on what to
basically
do.
do not need to, as long as your husband has a home, you should pray that your husband does not listen to the third party. Even if he's listening to a third party, let the third party have a positive influence. And I have a friend that always tell her husband in every argument, babe, do you want it hot or cold? Which one? Do you want knife? Or do you want us to just... It's simple as ABC. So that's where the intentionality comes in, because from day one, when you're dating, you would have seen some certain things. You'd have seen how this guy thinks a lot. There are a lot of men that they have some crazy mentality that it will never change, even if you get married to them. They will tell you, you saw this thing and you decide say you want to enter. So no, they complain.
Sometimes we encounter these kind of issues that we don't even know our partners.
When you're making decisions, most times you think logically.
Now, I understand what you're saying. You say we should be intentional, and most conversations should happen when we are dating, and probably
you think logically.
Yeah, think logically.
Too much
okay.
emotions.
Now you remember that there are some people that the way they got into marriage, the way they were funny, very funny. Just because something entered, and okay, that's just make it official and all that.
Majority, I still say it today. Most women get married because of certain benefits. You ignore some certain things because of certain benefits. For example,
we have the kind
you
of
have
problems
80,
we
have
society.
7. Let me just reduce it to 70. 70% of women get married to men for financial reasons. And when
likewise men these days,
and when you enter, both parties are present.
Yes, both genders. Yes,
it's growing.
When you get married to this person, that's why I talked about structure, and you don't have a structure for yourself. When you get married and the ships are down, for example, this guy used to buy you shawarma, take you to all, give you 500,000 naira allowance, and when you get married to him, he starts giving you 100,000 naira allowance. He be like, this is not how we started now. Where was your structure? You understand? And most times you now start transferring aggression, attitude. Or this guy told this guy used to buy you food, and you're not the kind of person that used to cook. Oh, you understand me? Oh. And the guy was singing it to you. I love home food. Oh, I love home food. Oh, the guy managed. Marry you finished. At the end of the day, the money was not there to keep up the food from outside, and he tells you, babe, you have to resort to cooking. And be like, this is not how we start. Most times when I listen to such stories, I will just tell you as a lady, what are you thinking? Where your brain did before? That's why most times I love the way men think. They think logically. Men think without emotions, and I think women should start going into that line. You need to think remove emotions from your mind. See life on a scale. Like a friend of mine will always say, I am a scientist.
Sometimes it's very difficult because we are not wired that way. We are not wired
we
that
have
way.
to. In some cases, you need to be wired in that way.
But the thing is, these men, they will not like you to think like them, because if you think like them, you're going to show them pepper. If you think like a man,
two men are now living in the same house. It's not going to work that way.
Sometimes it's better to do that anyway.
Talking about this breadwinner of a thing, the only thing I'm talking about is since the women started this talk of what a man can do, a woman can do it better. What, like I said before, if the man decide not to bring the children to school, me I still stand there. If the man decide not to bring make the children stay for house. You understand? If he decide that he's not going to pay for the house rent, if the landlord come, all of us will go to village. If he decide that he's not going to bring money for food, then the only thing there is maybe you give your children food before the man comes back. Everything, you wash your pot and keep everything. If your daddy asks, you never chop, we never chop. We're gonna look you.
This thing is taking me back to my childhood. I was born in Maiduguri, and Boko Haram brought us back to the east.
Okay.
So my dad lost his business, and my mom was a teacher in Maiduguri. So coming back home, there's nothing. It is easy for my mom to get a job as a teacher, but it's very, very, very difficult for my dad to start a business from nothing.
As a man.
So, yes, as a man. So who now steps in? My mom. So she has to step in, she has to shoulder the responsibilities of the home till my dad gets to his feet. I know, like you said before, it's very, very difficult for a man. Like, even you go sit down like this, they look your woman, say she dey bring money. You know, say that this is not what you supposed to do. You go dey pain you.
Yeah, the price.
You go not say, you go not say, this my children, this thing where they eat now, not be what they supposed they eat. But because say condition don't be as single be, you go dey pain you. So now he never survived from that. He died because of that.
The pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
He died. Like, you know, this thing, most men that relocate from the north because of insecurity, check most of them. They don't survive it. Now that there's this thing that comes with I don't know about this generation now, but there's this thing that comes with men of those days. They have pride in providing for their family.
Yeah.
This is what I grew up with. Like, this is something that carries me anywhere I go. Like, when I remember about my dad, I know that my dad died providing for us.
Yeah.
He collapsed providing for us. Do you understand? So this is
pressure.
something that now when you want to get married, you have to check. You have to check properly. Will this man do this for me? Will he take care of my home? Now, when you converse with a man, they give up tips of what would be like. Unless you're not smart, unless you're dumb, or you're just kind of person that is just materialistic. But when you talk to a man with your head, like you're going to pick from what he says, what your tomorrow, what your future will look like. Do you get? From there, you're going to know the steps to take. Whether you're going to be a woman that will be at home when you say you should be at home, or that you should be a woman that will work.
Okay. Well, so still talking about, in line with what Ada said, I remember I have, in fact, let me not say relative, but somebody from my village. They came back from the northern part of the country. So when they came back, of course, nothing. They came back with nothing, actually, nothing. But they have a house in the village. So the woman quickly picked up, started selling soy milk and zobo drink. Early in the morning, she will wake up as early as 4 a.m., prepare everything, and then she would now take it outside, hawking it around the street under the hot sun. And from there, the husband, for years, he wasn't doing anything. But you know what happened to the man? He later joined the woman in that business. Okay. What he was doing, she would tell the woman, don't wake up as early as 4 a.m. I will wake up, I will blend the soy milk, I will do everything. The only thing you will do is just start selling. Exactly. He will wake up also help out, bait the kids, take them to school and everything. Then before the wife is coming back, will they do it? There was a day I went to their house. There was a day I went to the house. I saw the man massaging the lady's leg. Hey, let me just massage it.
That's a real man.
That's an intentional man that understands.
You see, everybody's talking about the breadwinner and all that. The truth of the matter is, my mom did not do anything. My mom was not working. When my father wanted to marry my mother, he said my mother would not work until she finished putting to bed, until she finished giving birth. My mother started working after she gave birth to her last born, and he was a year old, and he entered school. That was when my mother started working. Now, Ada said something about her dad, and I'm sorry he's no more. Now, then, our fathers had pride. You know, people say some things now, they think it's just about women, feminism, or rubbing shoulders with men. No. I keep insisting that before you see gender, first see a human being. But when I say some things like men, but the truth of the matter is, I believe is what you give is what you're going to receive. I said I would not like the role of the breadwinner, but that does not mean if my husband has been providing and something happens and my husband starts providing, this is a man that has been providing. Why won't I take on the responsibility? It's not for a man that has not been doing anything, and therefore we don't want to punish him. And something happens, he stops even seeing shishi. You want me to come and help that kind of man? No, what you give is what you receive. So we should just stop being. But the problem is, most times we are overly emotional and sentimental about these things. You cannot be providing for a family or giving it to a side chick. Tomorrow you lose your business. You don't expect me to go for what? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So what you give is what you receive. Look at the example you gave. I know men are egotistic and men have pride and all that. It's good. We respect your pride, we respect your ego. But in family, I don't think there should be any position for pride. In family, you can do pride, ego for outsiders. But when you come back home, I don't know who you're doing. Is it your wife that sees your nakedness, or the wife you see her nakedness? It doesn't make sense. So these women being ready, I don't have a problem with it though. If provided, just like maybe things, life can throw certain challenges at you. But you're doing very well. You just want to balance, or you just want to be a baby boy. You want to just be a baby boy instead of me to be a baby girl.
It still boils down to what was obtainable when you guys were dating. Because we talk about being intentional and all that. Because I've seen a situation whereby it was throughout the period when the couple were dating, it was the woman that was always buying gifts for the man actually. And then when they got married, the woman was thinking that we are now official, like we are couple. So that the man said, I don't know, you have the money, keep buying the gift. Me, I'm not buying anything, I'm not doing anything. Okay, so that's the problem we have.
There is this person. That is it. There are some men that actually, when you help them to stand, they will stand. You understand? There's this woman I know. When she got married to this man, she was the one that did everything. The only thing the guy did was to just pay the bride price. The traditional marriage, the traditional marriage, the wedding, even the house, everything that was bought in that house, the woman did everything. And the woman
said the woman is desperate.
She's not desperate to me. She is. Actually, maybe I would say that she is desperate. She needed someone. She's Igbo. She needed someone maybe her age. She's Igbo. She's Igbo. She's from Anambra State. No! She's from Igbo State. She's from Igbo. Now she started a business with her husband. When she got married to the man is the one doing everything in the house, washing the plate, washing the clothes, doing everything that needed to be done in the house. The only thing the woman knows is to go out, get money, and
so like house husband.
So that's not house. That's not the way I'm seeing it. House husband. What I'm trying to say now is the woman started a job, started something for the man. Now the man,
like a business.
Like a business. The man is the one standing. You understand? The woman, the money is no longer there. The man is the one taking care of the woman.
Intentional.
You understand?
The kind of person you are settling with.
Responsibilities were swapped.
Yes.
Kind of.
You understand?
But some people, they will not do anything. They don't provide. They will not help you. Actually, you go out work all day. You still come back. You prepare the food, the meal. You bathe the kids, and then do everything, and then still.
Even now, that the man is still the one taking care of the house. The man still washes the woman's clothes for almost 10 years now that they got married. The woman has never washed her clothes.
The truth is that as we are speaking right here in the studios of Anambra Broadcasting Cell, there are still ladies that are preparing to go and pay their own bride price. There are still ladies that are ready to take over all the responsibilities at home. As we are speaking right now, I don't know what we water, because tomorrow you are the person that will be crying in that marriage.
Yes, of course.
You cry
Now you pay your bill. You marry yourself.
You come hide my identity.
Anonymous. I think it all boils down to, while you're looking for an intentional man, please let your man not be a lazy man.
Very important.
A man cannot give me an excuse that is lazy because me as a woman, even say hunger they beat me, this my single life. I think they try as much as possible to say make I chop. Even na gari save, I go hustle money, buy 15 naira gari. So you as a man cannot give me an excuse that you can't work. That's a big excuse. Man, but the red banner.
Who will tell you that they can't work
For life.
And you're lazy.
It's nauseating to say as a man that you are lazy.
No. You cannot tell you that they can't work, but with their attitude, maybe in the morning, maybe as you're dating, you see a guy, you come to his house, you see me lying down. What are you doing there?
He's playing too short odds.
What are you doing?
Too short odds.
Okay, well, that's it on the show today. Remember, we talked about women being the breadwinners at home, and like I said earlier, as we speak now, some people are still providing for their families, but they are suffering. This one is the one we say smiling and suffering at the same time. So as a woman, you should know what to do, what works for you. But me personally, number one, I don't want to have a house husband. That's number one. And then number two, I need an intentional man that even if you fall today, I know that you still get back on your feet tomorrow. I am the person shouldering the responsibility right now, I know that you get back on your fate tomorrow and take over from where you stop. So it boils out that when you are dating as a lady, you have discussion, communicate with your spouse, and then know the kind of person you're getting married to, so that tomorrow you get
Pandiga communicate.
Okay.
Start what you can't finish, my darling.
All right, quickly before we go, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Hot chocolate.
Well, please, Amuma wants to say something.
Okay.
Marriage has a founder, and you can't navigate any product without its manual. God established marriage, and He's the prime factor. So if any marriage must work, allow God to pilot it.
Thank you so much, Ada, Debbie, Phoenix, and then of course our mama. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, see you again next week Tuesday.
The Vibes and Vibes crew.
Yes.
Yeah, but